So this video is to show you what to do, or at least how I check the market before the market opens that day or the night before. And this is what a lot of investors do who actually share what they do and how they do it. So with Strategy Desk, just set up your stock list on the left. I use the S&P 500 because I need 500 stocks. So I can get enough plays, enough potential plays to satisfy me throughout the week. You can start with that Dow 30. This only takes you a few minutes to do it if you start with the Dow 30. But with Dow 30, you're only looking at 30 stocks. So you might have one or two potential plays a week, maybe. So you can see how I like to play the gaps. So if I see a gap, I'm going to study that chart for a little bit, see if it's going to do what I want it to do. That last chart, I looked at it to see just to confirm my theories about these gaps. Normally when a gap happens, the gap closes eventually. These lines that I make, the resistance lines, these are historical price marks, historical markers. So you can go back into the past and you will see that those prices historically are resistance lines or support lines. And this is really repetitive. This is the most boring thing that you'll have to do. But once again, it doesn't take that long to do it. So if you have a long list like the Fortune 500, it might take you a half an hour to an hour to do it. But depending on how much you're trading with, how much you're making, how profitable you are, it is well worth it. But it's just repetitive. It's mundane. And the best investors, whether it's stocks, real estate, they have a step 2, step 3 process, and it's actually quite boring. Like, it's nothing like what you see on TV with flip this house. There's not that much drama and stuff like that. It's just step 1, step 2, step 3, next, step 1, step 2, step 3, next, step 1, step 2, and they just make the money. That's a huge support line I made down there. Now these support lines and the resistance lines, they're not exact price markers. As you can see a little earlier in November and December, the wick on those candlesticks went below the mark. And here at the end of April, beginning of May, it didn't quite hit that line. So when you make these lines, know that you have to give it some cushion. You have to give that price line some cushion. And there are some lines that you'll make and it will seem to be dead on. Like if it touches that line, it's going to bounce off. But know that these are not precise price lines to the penny. It's just a guide. And these guides are good markers to indicate where the stock is going to go, what it's going to do, how it's going to behave. Since this is a long list, I might talk, I might not talk. So if I see something good, I'll narrate it. If not, you're just watching what I actually go through. If I see a stock and I'm going to put it on my option plays list, the option plays list is the potential plays that I'm going to make that next day, or that I want to look at or keep track of for the next day or the next couple of days. If I put in the option with it, like I'm doing right now on that list, then that bumps it up. That bumps up the importance of that play. Like I'm just one step away now from making that play when the stock market opens, because now all I have to do is right click on that option that I just put in that option plays window and click on trade and buy to open. Now you can see without even putting a line on this stock right here that there is a resistance up there. I would say I would put a line at $47, even though it breaks above it. Like I said, these lines are not perfect lines, but they might seem like that. Like this is a good line. You know, you might want to play a little instrumental jam while you're going through this. Now this play right here, I saw that in the morning, but I got to it too late to make that play. Now that's the reason why you would make a play in the first half hour of the stock market opening. But that first half hour is called the fake out, and it's called the fake out because stocks and options do crazy things. That the prices for the stocks and options, the bid and ask prices, are not normalized for the day yet, and you can get burned because the spread between the ask and the bid can be astronomical. That's an upward trending stock, and it was a wedge, and it broke above the wedge. Stocks have a tendency that when they have a wedge, which is an upward trending stock, into a support or resistance line, they have a tendency to break upward if it's going upward, or downward if it's going downward, below the resistance or above. Below the support or above the resistance. Now that resistance line at the bottom there, I have an alert to tell me if it touches that resistance line, and if it does, I would definitely look to make a bullish play or buy a call, because I believe it'll go up from that line. But of course I will wait till the market opens to see if it's actually doing what I wanted to do. Now, I actually made a play on this right here. Oh, no, I got out of this a couple of days ago. And I bought it when it was at like 40, and it went up to I bought it at 45 cents, an option at 45 cents on that day where the candlestick goes down below. And I think I got rid of it at like 60 or something like that. But the day that the stock market opened, the very next day after these charts, it it went up to like 90 or $1, and I would have doubled it if I would have stayed in it. But because I'm dealing with options, I have a hard time being in plays for longer than 2 weeks. One being that if I'm in a trader mindset, I want to be in plays as short term as possible, because one, I'm dealing with short term options, and as every week goes by, since options expire, that time value on the option is dwindling down. But if I have a long term option, which is 3 or more months out, then I might be in investor mode and I'll hold on to it for a while. But as a short-term trader, when I'm doing a short-term trade, I have a hard time staying in it for more than a week. Actually, I'm trying to make 20 to 100%, and within that week, within 7 days. So, and I actually do my best plays. My best plays actually happen within the same day. 25 to 60%, sometimes 80% in one day. That's great. That DV play earlier, no. The stock that was before this one, DeVry, she did that play, and I did that option that's on my option plays list right there. I think I got it at 50 cents. Oh, but you can see this is a wedge play, and you can see the support and the angle